Okay guys, so I have you on the Teletubby mount, and I want to talk a little bit more about apps, because I think we need to ask ourselves a little bit about our priorities when it comes to health and fitness, and why we are not taking advantage of the technology that's at our fingertips. And like I said, it comes native on your phone, your iPhone, the health app. It comes, I think it's almost comes native on an Android phone. You might have to go into the App Store and sign up for, or go to the Google and sign up for Google Health, but it pretty much comes native on just your phone. And let's face it, pretty much everyone in America has a cellular phone, a smartphone, and is using that as a means of communication and organization and other things. So when we look at the most used apps, obviously it's a phone, so making phone calls, sending text messages are probably at the top 2 utilized for anybody. But when you take a deeper dive and you look at some of the other things we're doing, are we neglecting and just ignoring the fact that that phone could help monitor us and manage us to keep us healthy? And I really think that there is a level of concern you should have about your longevity, about how well your health be in the future. And maybe we've been brought up in a culture that's negligent of that, but I don't know. I was brought up in America, and I do remember taking courses in high school or even grade school about eating your vegetables, the food pyramid, which we found out was plagiarized, or not plagiarized, but was influenced by large food industry things, so that had stuff on there that obviously didn't belong there, and the level of importance when it comes to food. And we're under some great changes in our country, and one of the biggest changes is having a person that is so adamant on our health and what we consume, and that's Kennedy, and being in charge of our Department of Health Services. So that's huge, and I'm happy that that happened. I think that's amazing that somebody is taking it from that perspective and is disruptive, considering the fact that we've gone decades, basically my entire adult life, with seeming that a government does very little to address population health in its entirety, and it's been met with, the results are, we have type 2 diabetes kids, we have very, very poor lunch and food programs that have just made people's health deteriorate, and it doesn't seem like we have that much focus on health and fitness. Arnold Schwarzenegger was even appointed by President Bush to be in charge of that. And if you are looking for something to read, I would highly recommend his book called Be Useful. Anyway, I can go on and ramble on and on. So let's get back to the apps, okay? And think about that. If you have an Apple Watch, if you have a Garmin watch like I do, if you have apps on your phone that are connected to this these devices and are interested in. Now, I was doing this long before Garmin, when it was Polar, and I was using heart rate monitor straps. And you could even buy a Bluetooth heart rate monitor strap from Polar or from some other company, and it'll go right to your phone, so you don't have to wear a Fit watch or a Whoop band or an Ultrahuman ring. You don't have to wear any of that stuff, and you can track your health with that. Even without anything, you could still just track your health with your phone connected to 0 devices, just using your phone. And I'm going to talk a little more in detail about that in some future videos, but I want you to, in this video, I want you to think of your priorities, and are you utilizing technology and thinking of the priority that I think should be a priority. Maybe it's not you, but I think, and that is the priority of thinking about your longevity and what are you going to do to keep healthy and live long and have more lifespan. That's health span, not just lifespan. And they're talking about the differences between the two. So I'll talk more about that later too. Thanks for watching.